For those people who don't know me, Devin the Dream Haney. After a hard workout, I always make sure I take my pro-glycogen. Great for recovery. Recovery is a big part of training, and take your pro-glycogen, you'll feel much better.
Hey, what's up everybody? Marcos Villegas here in Las Vegas, being joined with a 130-pounder now in this division, Mr. Joseph Jojo Diaz, who's fighting on this Canelo versus Daniel Jacobs card. Jojo, like we mentioned off camera, you had a funny, awkward face-off with your new opponent, Freddie Fonseca. What was that all about?
I have no idea, to be honest, man. I think he got a little mad when I said I was gonna knock him out in 6 rounds, so he was trying to like mad dog me, and I was giving him a mean look as well. And then he did that little flinch, like tried to scare me, and I was like, "What the hell is this guy doing?" I was like, in the inside, honestly, I was already like furious. I wanted like to push him and stuff, but I wanted to keep it classy. I was like, "Man, you know what? I'll just beat his ass in the ring."
You should have just laughed.
I should have just laughed out, like giggled, like, "Oh."
You know, this is a last, I don't want to say last minute, but as a late replacement opponent,
Yeah.
You didn't know that you were going to fight this kid to what, maybe a week ago or a week and a half?
Shit, almost a week and a half ago, dude. It was insane, man, because we were actually trying to get Tevin Farmer, but he just recently fought, and I understand because fighters go through a lot during training camp, so they want to take the break and their time off, and I knew that fight wasn't probably going to be made, so we actually sent a request for Andrew Cancio, but then Andrew Cancio has his rematch clause with Machado, and then Rene Alvarado, we tried to get Rene Alvarado. He declined it because he's mandatory already for Andrew Cancio, so I guess he don't want to risk anything right now. So, I mean, I understand where he's coming from. So then we wanted to get somebody, with a good name that fought decent opponents and fought champions as well. So, I mean, what better name was it than Francisco Fonseca? We sent Jason Sosa a request too, but I don't know what happened with that. So we tried to get Francisco Fonseca, the one that Gervonta Davis fought and Tevin Farmer fought. And I mean, Tevin Farmer went the distance with him. Gervonta Davis stopped him in 8 rounds, hit him behind the head, and the guy couldn't continue. So I wanted, to get that guy because he has a lot of experience. He's fought tough fighters, and I wanted to, put on a statement and stop that guy. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. I thought we were, man, because they're like, yeah, you're gonna fight Francisco. Fonseca is the one. It showed Fonseca, so I was like, all right, cool. But then, like about 2 weeks, like a week and a half ago, they said Freddie Fonseca. I was like, who the hell is fucking
his cousin?
Yeah. I was like, what the hell? I think it's
on you.
I think it's his brother. Yeah. So I was like, who the?
Wait, so they're like, yeah, you're fighting Fonseca, and you're like, dope. All right, I'm getting the guy, and then you're like, Freddie.
Yeah. So I was like, who the hell is Freddie? So then I looked him up, and then come to find out he's a lefty too. So he's southpaw. So I was like yeah. So I was like, damn, man. We were sparring a lot of right-handers because Francisco, he's right-hander. So for the end of the camp, we brought in like 4 or 5 lefties, southpaw sparring. We got great sparring at the end. Like I said, man, I feel like that is not even gonna be a big factor because I fought a lot of southpaws in the amateurs. I fought Gary Russell Jr. He's one of the best southpaws in the game right now. So I mean, I'm ready for anything this guy brings to the table.
In terms of Tevin Farmer, I remember seeing you guys going back and forth online on Twitter, and then on Instagram, you guys were like DMing and stuff about the fight. Did he ever tell you why he decided to pass up on it? Because he was saying that he needed an opponent. I know there was plans to have him on this card, and then all of a sudden, it looked like we were going to get the fight, and then it didn't happen.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm still clueless. I'm just thinking that, like with myself, after my fight, I like taking about a month off, let my body recover, and go on vacation, and just enjoy my fruits of labor, man. I go out, have fun, and all that stuff. So I know that Tevin Farmer was probably doing that as well. I think he was just trying to building up the fight hype just to get it going. But I never think that it was his intentions to actually fight on this card. I mean, he did go 12 rounds with Corolla, and it was actually a pretty tough fight for him. So, I mean, I understand where he was coming from. But then we started going back and forth, talking shit to each other. And, I mean, things got a little heated. I really want to fight him now, and I actually went on his live page. He was on Instagram on live, and I went on his page and I wrote to him. I was like, "Yo, what's up?" And he was like, "Yo, Jojo, what's up, man?" He was like, "Hey, bro, I respect you. I want to give you your fight." He was like, "I just want you to respect me because I'm a champion, and I'm gonna give you this opportunity, man. But just get the job done. Come May 4th, I'll be there rooting you on, and hopefully we could get the fight sometime at the end of this year." So I mean, like, I do do respect Tevin Farmer. I respect all his hustle. I respect how he came from the ground up. How man, he has a tremendous story. I mean, this guy has a lot of losses in his career. A lot of people doubted him, and he became champion, man. So I do respect this guy, but at the end of the day, you know how it is, man. With the boxing, we're fighting in the ring. We're throwing blows at each other. So I mean, I respect him inside the ring, but once we're inside the ring, man, it's game on, dude. Like, he's my opponent. He's the person that is trying to dethrone me. He's trying to, fuck around and mess with my family's finances, mess with my finances. So I got to go out there and get the job done. So, I mean, like I said, I respect this guy, but I really want to get this fight going on because he has what I want, and that's a world title.
The road to getting to a world title. You fought Canelo, you beat him, he becomes world champion, he has to rematch Machado, and I see that, like I was thinking when that happened, like that's a fight that Jojo should probably get right away, and then they do the immediate rematch. Is it frustrating now? You've seen that Farmer might be out for a little bit, you can't get Canelo, the other guy's mandatory, you're kind of like, man, like, give me somebody, I'm ready.
Yeah, I mean, it's not frustrating, man. I'm just using it as motivation, as build-up, man. I mean, I've been through a lot of adversity. My 2018, losing for the first time in my career for a world title, something I've been dreaming about my whole entire life. Barely could, almost getting in and then coming up short, man. It was very, very devastating for myself.
But you seem to take it well.
Yeah,
it didn't affect you like other people.
No, it didn't. Well, in the inside, man, I was very, very hurt, man. Because I'm a type of person that don't show my emotions, man. I like covering it up because I'm a boxer, and when you're inside that ring, man, you got to keep your composure and you can't show no emotion. So I take that in life as well. So I was going through a lot of adversity, and then given the opportunity to fight for a world title, for the WBA title against Jesus Rojas, man, it fucking sucked, dude, because I was already struggling making weight at 126 when I fought Gary Russell Jr. I literally made the weight like 2 minutes before the actual weigh-ins, man. I was in the freaking sauna, made the weight. Thank God, I ended up losing, but I ended up trying to make the weight again for Jesus Rojas because I know it was a world title. I know it was what I've been dreaming about, man. So I wanted to try to make that weight. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it, man. So now I know that I had to fight at 130. I said I went through a lot of adversity 2018, but I'm using it all as motivation now, man. I'm eager. I'm hungrier than ever. I'm a savage. I have a savage mentality. I have a beast mode mentality to get what I want and what I deserve. And I know that it's going to take patience and some time, but it all starts come May 4th. After this fight, it's going to be a very, very tough fight, but I promised everybody that I want to get the job done early so I could, if Tevin Farmer wants to get a fight for himself in June or maybe in September, I'll be more than ready, and because I only fought 6 rounds. So I want to try to knock this guy out early and get the job done early so that way Tevin Farmer has no excuses. If he really wants to fight me, then we can make it happen.
What do you make of Tank Davis? And do you consider him as the guy in the division?
Yeah, Tank Davis, he's a beast, man. He's a really, really good fighter, but he does have a lot of flaws in his game. I feel like he hasn't fought a guy that is going to take him to the point where he's never been before. I feel like he's being matched very, very well in his career. He has good matchmaking. He has good people around him where it's making him look like a really, really like a beast, an unstoppable beast. But I mean, he's a human being, man. He bleeds, he sweats, he shits, he does all this shit just like us, man. So he's beatable, and I know that he's beatable, but he is I feel like he is the name at the 130-pound division. But what I want to do, man, is I want to make it a super fight. I want to fight Gervonta Davis, but what I want, man, is I want to get a title around my waist first, so that way it could be more meaningful and we could unify the titles and make it like a really, really big extreme fight.
And I think that fight could happen because we saw you cross over and go to Showtime and fight Gary Russell for that title shot because you wanted that fight, and it's something that you've always wanted. And I keep thinking of that. Okay, if they'd made it happen in that one, they could do that with Tank down the line if Jojo really wants it.
Oh, absolutely, and that fight will happen, guys. I guarantee you guys that fight with me and Gervonta Davis is going to happen. I mean, I'm willing to fight Gervonta Davis, and from the looks of it, Gervonta Davis looks like he's willing to fight anybody as well. So I know that he's going to be willing to fight me. So it's just a matter of time now. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of being patient, taking it fight by fight, and eventually this fight is going to happen for the fight fans.
They're saying that, not there, but Leo Santa Cruz came out and said he wants to fight Tank Davis, and that means he's going to move into the division. Yeah. I know that you for a long time have said you want to fight Leo, you want to fight Abner, want to fight all the guys at 126. Yeah. What do you make of Leo potentially moving up and wanting to fight Tank and being in the division?
You know what? I think it's a good move for Leo Santa Cruz. I feel like Leo Santa Cruz, he knows that a lot of these bigger names and these bigger fighters are going to be eventually moving up to 130. Our bodies are getting, while we're getting older and our bodies are still developing. Like Oscar Valdez, I don't think Oscar Valdez is going to be at 126 for a long time anymore. I think he's going to be eventually moving up as well. You got Abner Mares there now. Leo Santa Cruz said he's going to be moving up. He is a big guy too, Leo Santa Cruz. I mean, he's tall, he's rangy, so he could fill 130 pounds out with ease. I think it'll be a good move for him, and I think it's a good business move because at the end of the day, later on down the line, fights like myself with Gervonta Davis, Abner Mares, Tevin Farmer, all these fights are very, very good fights for the fight fans, can be made because everybody's going to be at that division.
Can Leo beat Tank from what you've seen from both?
Oh man, from what I think Leo can beat Tank due to the pressure and due to his range, man. He's a very, very tall fighter. Leo Santa Cruz, he has a great chin, he has good defense, and he throws a lot of punches, man. When I sparred Leo Santa Cruz, we would go about 12, 13 rounds, and we would throw about like almost 150 punches a round, dude. It was insane. Knowing that he has that energy to just keep on going, he throws a lot of punches. You have to be slick, and Gervonta does have that slickness and stuff like that, but like I said, man, when you fight Leo Santa Cruz, when I first sparred him, it was kind of hard to adapt to his range because he is so tall and so rangy where he could hit you on the outside when you think you have your own range and your pace and like your space, he's still hitting you because he's so long. And that's what I think it would be beneficial if he fought Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis is a little smaller than me. He has a little smaller arms. I think that he's going to have to work on the inside with Leo Santa Cruz and not on the outside. And I think Leo Santa Cruz does have a shot with Gervonta Davis, but like I said, man, Gervonta Davis is a beast as well. He hits extremely hard. If he catches Leo Santa Cruz, you never know what happens.
You're on this card, and I need to get your thoughts on the main event. How do you see the Canelo versus Jacobs fight?
Man, it's a very, very intriguing fight. I honestly think that a lot of people are underestimating Danny Jacobs. I think Danny Jacobs is a hell of a fighter. I think he's an extremely big fighter as well for the weight division. I think he's gonna come in a lot bigger than Canelo. Not only that, he's a lot taller. He's a lot rangier. He knows how to box. He knows how to find his range and his distance, and he's a good counterpuncher as well. So I think it's a lot tougher fight than a lot of people expect it to be. But I still think Canelo's gonna, eventually adapt to his punches, adapt to his style, and land some vicious body shots to slow down Danny Jacobs, and eventually, land some shots up on top. I don't know if I personally think if Canelo lands a body shot on Danny Jacobs, that he might stop him with the body shot. But if that don't happen, I think that Canelo's gonna win by a close, unanimous decision.
We've got another fight that's about to be announced as well. Andy Ruiz fighting Anthony Joshua.
Damn.
It's not official, but maybe when we put this out, it might be. But what do you think about Andy coming in and fighting Joshua, and does he have a chance?
Dude, that's a really, really good shot for Andy Ruiz. I personally think that Andy Ruiz is a hell of a fighter. A lot of people they don't realize this, man, but that guy is fucking. He's fast. He's elusive. He's quick, and he's powerful for being a heavyweight. Yeah, he's a little bit on the bigger side. He don't have the muscle tone or anything like Anthony Joshua, but he's gonna give Anthony Joshua some trouble with his head movement, his boxing IQ, his ring generalship, and also his speed. I just think that he's gonna give Anthony Joshua one hell of a fight. I'm personally rooting for Andy Ruiz because he just seems like a cool ass dude, man. He seems like a nice guy. He seems like he deserves to be champion, man. And he put on a hell of a performance just recently, about 2 weeks back. So I mean, I'm rooting for Andy Ruiz if that fight ever happens.
It's crazy to see how fast he is and how hard he hits.
Yeah.
When you look at him, because he's big, and he's fluffy, and you look at him and you're like, this guy can't punch, and then you see him when he's actually working out, and you're like, fuck, where is all this coming from?
Dude, when I seen him fight, and then, because I actually seen him spar, and then I seen him fight Joseph Parker, and then I actually seen him live when he was hitting the speed bag and hitting the mitts and stuff. And I mean, his body figure is kind of like Butterbean and stuff. So you would think that he's gonna be throwing slow.
Mexican Butterbean, no way.
Yeah, so you'd think he's gonna be all slow and sluggish, but man, this was all crisp and everything. I'm like, damn, he's a good fighter, man. I respect him to the fullest, and I just hope hope that that fight actually does get made for him, because it is a big fight for him. It'll be a good payday for him and his family. He could, eventually, make some investments with that money and then be well off after that. But man, if he trains very, very hard, you don't underestimate Andy Ruiz, man. He could actually, pull an upset on Anthony Joshua, because Anthony Joshua, he likes people that like to stay in the pocket for he could clobber you. But if you get him that little lateral movement and that head movement, it's going to kind of confuse him. And I think that Andy Ruiz has that to beat him.
That'd be crazy if he's able to do it.
That'd be insane, dude.
Doing pretty much like a month to prepare for Joshua, even though he's already been in shape and stuff like that. But coming in and doing that and upsetting everything and throwing everything all in disarray, it'd be crazy.
That'll be a hell of a story, man. That's for damn sure. That'll be a hell of a story. So, I mean, my hat's off to him, and I wish him nothing but the best. I hope that fight gets finalized for you, Andy. And you know what? Just train your heart out, train your ass off, and just keep on praying, keep faith, and just fight like there's no tomorrow when that fight actually happens and when it's fight night.
Jojo, as always, man, thank you so much. It's always great chatting with you, and
pleasure,
wish you
man.
good luck as well this Saturday. This man right here will be back in the ring. Jojo, Joseph Diaz.